Last night, former UFC heavyweight champion Francis Ngannou took on professional boxer and heavyweight Anthony Joshua in a live boxing match. And of course, the real boxer in Anthony Joshua quickly KO'd Ngannou with just one punch. And you might ask, why is this? It's because of the curse of Brendan Schaub. Oh yeah, that's right. The Schaub curse is still undefeated. Francis Ngannou never stood a chance because last week, Brendan Schaub took it to his Schaub podcast and started to talk about this fight and made a prediction. And of course, he bet on Francis Ngannou to win. And for those who know, if you're a betting man, you always bet against Brendan Schaub because when you do that, you become a billionaire. It's only because Brendan Schaub is a beast of a fight expert. Don't believe me? Let's go ahead and check out his analysis of it and his prediction right here.
Francis went through that nightmare. Anthony Joshua, less of a nightmare. Less of a nightmare. But the element of surprise is gone. So there's a lot of variables in this. But what I will say, if somebody's willing to engage with Francis Ngannou, you're willing to engage and trade shots with him, I'll take Francis. He's going to knock you out. And Anthony Joshua's that guy. Doesn't have the same movement as a Tyson. Doesn't have the same footwork as an Usyk. He will engage in that shootout. Well, I like Francis' chances. Because one thing nobody talks about is Francis' chin. That dude can take some shots. Anthony Joshua, can he take the Francis shot? I don't think so. We'll find out on Friday.
Oh, Jesus effing Christ. The Schaub curse strikes again. So, Brendan, Francis Ngannou can take some shots? Oh, really, dude? He gets dropped thrice, with the third being a Schaub-esque brutal second-round knockout. It only took Anthony Joshua like 12 punches to turn Francis into John Africa. The Schaub curse isn't a joke, ladies and gentlemen, at this point. All the homeless cats over at PF Chang's need to become rich off betting at this point. Betting the opposite of whatever Brendan Schaub predicts. But good for Anthony Joshua, showing that there are levels to this game. Tyson Fury has taken a real decline in the past years, which made Francis seem like a real contender at the time. Hell, I won't lie, I even bought into the hype. But like I said, good for Anthony Joshua and boxing. The curse of Schaub has gotten so bad that I have to avoid Baba fight picks. He is essentially spoiling the fights at this point, and as I mentioned before, if you bet against him, you'll be rich. My main question is, how is Brendan Schaub this bad at everything? And we all know the narrative will change come Monday when he gets on the Schaub Show podcast and Brendan says, I knew if Anthony Joshua pressured early, he'd knock him out. Just the smug, arrogant, condescending tone he takes when breaking this stuff down is infuriating, particularly as he is completely wrong every single week. Fake it till you make it. Too dumb to know how shit works. Too lazy and impatient to become knowledgeable at anything, and insecure about his lack of experience and abilities. So Baba pretends to be an expert. It honestly comes down to low intelligence and high ambition. Brendan doesn't know how to start a craft at the bottom and build his way up through grit and patience. He has no idea how to get to the illustrious stage an expert or experienced person stands on. Schaub wants to be admired like them, but he doesn't. Realize the grinding road is not always glamorous. He cannot compute that. I can talk. So Baba thinks he can just put out a comedy special after only a couple years in comedy, and it obviously flopped. How's retirement doing for you, Baba? Brendan begins his off-roading hobby and channel, Toontown, with an 800-900 horsepower TRX, and that literally flipped. Oh, we all saw that. The whole world saw it. It went viral, baby. Brendan's also pretty insecure. Almost all the unnecessary lies I've seen him make over the years are in service of his image, status, skill, experience, or coolness. He says what he thinks are traits, attributes, and stories of admired or sought after people. Ironically, his braggadocious inventions are often off-putting. Besides looking like an idiot, accomplishing the opposite of what he's trying to portray, it causes him to oversell his ability and then and places him in situations where he actually needs skills, but his pea-sized brain cannot find the skills folder. Brendan Schaub fancies himself an expert on everything and gives ignorant opinions about so many fields, disciplines, sports, etc. because he's trying to be something he's not. Maybe he's even deluded himself into believing his own BS, which, by the way, is called confabulation. Ask yourself this: if you liked yourself, would you spend so much of your time trying to be something you're not? I mean, hell, I've done it on rare occasions when I've tried to impress people or found myself in a conversation out of my depth. Afterward, I feel weird. Why didn't I just say, I don't really know much about that? I ask myself what caused me to be fake, and I address it so I can avoid feeling phony. If Brendan doesn't feel that aversion, I assume he prefers the fake, since it's so commonplace and doesn't really like the base Brandon. Excuse me, Brenda. My bad, Brendan. The base Brendan. He doesn't like that guy. He doesn't value his genuine opinions or believes no one will. So Baba will say what he thinks a knowledgeable person might say. All right, look, I'm sure he's self-conscious about how objectively bad he is at comedy and everything else. So Baba consciously or unconsciously embodies a comedian who's already done the legwork. He's got the goofy stage presence, but no jokes to go along with it. Just his comedy infection, but no punchline. How does he have no punchlines? And I'm not talking about his face. And the ironic part is, nobody gives amateurs shit if they're trying. But this homie amassed a small city of detractors simply because he pretended to be a strong, independent comedian who don't need no fans, when he should have been cultivating his craft and fan base. Talking about putting your horses in the cart. Oh, and Brendan also folds quickly at the first sight of adversity. Schaub wants the rewards and glory, but not the sweat and blood. When things get a little bit dicey in any facet, Papa's gone. Nowhere to be found. Here's some context for y'all. So there's this hilarious comedian who said that he's been grinding for 10 years without anyone noticing him. That he's been driving the country for years with almost no money and zero recognition or high praise. Can you just imagine Brendan Schaub doing that? Of course not. Another YouTuber who just hit it big said that he had almost no subscribers for the first 10 years. The dude was endlessly shooting and editing videos with practically no reward. Our Bapa? No way. Because the funny thing is, he faced no adversity when he first entered comedy on a red carpet thanks to Joe Rogan. Now that it's gotten a little dicey for Bapa, the dude's gone. Retired from stand-up comedy. Other hobbies? What hobbies? Cars and trucks that you flip over? Give it a couple more months and he'll never mention them. Every single hobby that Brendan Schaub takes up just disappears onto the island of irrelevancy. Schaub wanted to skip all the boring parts and just read the last few pages of the last chapter. Well, guess what? Papa might have the last page in his hand, and frankly, he's made a lot of money, which may feed his delusion even more, and also his daddy's rich. That always helps. But beside the money, he has nothing to show for it. Brendan has long-lasting, rewarding hobbies and no professional accolades or legacies, because Brendan Schaub knows two things: addies and baddies. Anyhow, I would like to know what you guys think in the comment section down below about the curse of Brendan Schaub. Is it real? Oh, hell yeah, it is. Your opinions and comments matter because you matter. Actually, we don't matter. But hey, do me a big favor and hit that like button as well as the subscribe on your way out. Also, push the notification bell so you get notified of new videos. Man, guys, I really appreciate it. You guys are the best. Thank you so much for watching and all the comments that you guys make. It's truly an honor to make these videos, and I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. But I'll see all of you in the next video.
Like, but the Balenciaga one, Jesus Christ.